Okay, chat, are we on? Hello. Okay, I can hear the audio properly with everything, but yeah. I try to put the chat with transparency on the stream, right? I have it right here. But for some reason, the transparency on this didn't really work with the CSS. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get that sorted for the next stream. But anyways, how you guys doing? And sorry if I might sound a little bit tired because, well, that's because I am, so yeah. Anyways, right now I wanted to work a little bit more on the dynamic camera script, and I have all of the things that I want to do later basically written down right here. Mostly from the fixes from the previous version, and yeah. We are basically just going to do that right now. So the first thing I wanted to mostly do is that I have the view bobbing set on the C frame, right? But on the first version, I have it on the camera's humanoid offset right here. And that's because if I just go to the script and, for example, change the bobbing Y on the X, and also increase the settings to be something like around 5. So whenever my character walks, it's basically just going to do this. And if I just show this with a playtest, yeah, I think I will save the stream. It's going to be probably, you know... Oh, hold on. It's going to be a VOD, but yeah. Basically, if I just walk away with this character, and you can see it right here, if I just stand still, it's going to rotate my character like this if I walk in a straight line. And that's because I need to set it to the humanoid's offset, on the humanoid's camera offset, instead of the C-frame angles. I agree, Beardy Cat, people should like this stream. Yeah, I am from Poland. Hey, thanks Phantom. And also for news, I'm probably going to stream tomorrow too, because right now I am alone in my apartment and my flatmates are basically coming back Monday, so yeah. Also, I'm not going to read any Polish messages because there is going to be basically a lot of people, a lot of Polish people rather, gathering and just, you know, writing in Polish, and it's going to be a spam later, so yeah, better just write in English. So firstly, I'm just going to basically get the humanoid, and maybe I should do it... Oh no, this is the humanoid Rupert, so I can just do local humanoid is equal to the character, then 5 shadow class, and then just humanoid. And then down in the setup function, I can just send another error. And then this one is going to be unable to calculate view bobbing. I'm not going to give my location Miniman because of obvious reasons, and you probably shouldn't too. And thanks for writing in English, so yeah. But basically, since the humanoid's camera offset is the is a vector 3. I'll probably need to set it to a vector 3.new and change it to 0, then bobbing times the map strength and 0 again. Yeah, I'm gonna make it later, so you are going to be able to see your body, but first I just want to get all of the calculations from the first version of the dynamic camera, with also some improvements, and yeah. Next to likes get free Robux, yeah, that's true. And we are at 22 viewers. So again, hello everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. But now I wanted to also... Wait, which one was it? This one. So it's not going to rotate anymore. And I also wanted to set the different settings for view bobbing on X and Y. So I have the map strength right here. And I also need the view bobbing X. So I'm going to just make another variable. And then just change some stuff in the camera utility script. And also, excuse me, my voice is... Hold on. I just got an email notification. But yeah, excuse me if my voice is still crusty, but I am recovering, but yeah. Still kind of going through the sickness. But similar to the first dynamic camera, I had the calculate curve function, right? Working basically on the sinus. So here I want to... Oh, I already prepared the Y sway right here, so yeah. I've made the clock function, or not clock function, the sway function basically operate on the... Wait, I'm getting confused by my own code now. Oh yeah, I made the Y sway, but that was supposed to be fixed. So hold on. Oh no, not this way, wait, I'm wrong. I was supposed to get the view bombing values. So this was supposed to be the bobbing Y, which is set to operate on the curve, and then I had to have another variable from the bobbing on X. And I'm just going to copy this for a second, but I'm going to change this to get curve on the X, since this is supposed to get the sinus. But I also want to do it on the Y value too. And this one is going to be the cosinus. Hi Zdex, how are you doing? Yeah, this is my first live stream, and I'm also going to live stream tomorrow too. And yeah, music in the background is a good point, but I tried to find something, but didn't really do so. Because I got most of my music from the free sound music, which is mostly like, how do you call it, the jazz music, you know. And basically they didn't really have anything suited for a live stream, so I'm going to search for something tomorrow too. Oh my god, Zadie Paul, I love you. Anyways. So here I need to return the bobbing x and y values, but I also need to tell this function that is going to return both of these values by putting the parentheses and the number followed by another number. And this is mostly just for type checking, because if I just left it at number, it will basically be with this orange underline constantly. But now it's not going to be. I should have probably also picked something a bit easier instead of coding a lot of math functions today, because like I said, I'm really tired. But maybe I'm gonna do something different tomorrow. I also want to do different, how do you call it? Game dev live streams where I basically just have this one project that I'm making from the horror game. And you guys can let me know later if it's going to be nice to watch. I wanna kiss Paul, so smarty pants only. Please don't leave comments like this. X and Y functions swapped. Oh yeah, I do. Thank you for noticing. I have a 2K screen ZDAX, basically 2050, 2580 by 1440 resolution. I'm from Poland, Beardy. But continuing with this, I'm going to set the bobbing X and multiply it by the mapping strength. And if you don't know what the mapping strength is, if you haven't watched my video about the dynamic camera, this value is basically gotten from the camera's pitch. Basically, if I print the pitch out, it's going to be a value that's going to constantly increase to 1.39 and decrease to minus 1.39 if I move my camera up and down. And I should probably just change the settings, but yeah. And the function to get the map strength gets it from the map pitch, right? From the utility script. And this is a quadratic function. Basically changing the 1.39 to be 0 and 0 to be 1. Because I want to have the effect be... I want to have the effect have more strength in the middle for the view bobbing and less strength if it's going to be up or down. Because from my previous camera script, whenever the player would look straight down, they would basically have their character rotating. But now I want to change these settings, so wait. To have the base frequency and the set frequency for values on the X and Y, so it's going to be a bit easier to customize later. So I'm just going to leave it on Y and then just also copy them. And basically have them like so. Poland on top. FPV is a first-person view. So now I need to change the code from the utility. And the curves right here. Set these two to be on Y and these two to be on the X. So it's not giving any errors now. And if I, for example, change only one of these settings, and I'm actually just going to maybe format it like so. Maybe give it like a crazy value. So yeah, it's actually working. It only changed the strength value on the Y-axis. So now we are going to be able to basically just customize both of the X and Y values separately. Yeah, I want to set it to be using attributes later instead of the settings. But like I said, first I just want to basically just have it reworked. And this system, this is just going to be a first-person view dynamic camera because it's going to be nice to have for different projects. And I also want to make some open source stuff, basically so you guys can use them. So that's going to be done on right here. And the device support I'm probably going to work on last because it's going to take the most time. Then the custom mouse icon and the universal lerp times for different settings. And this one is going to be also done for the settings like the view bobbing, like the drift, and so on. And I basically just want to change them right here. So this is going to be the base time. And then I also want to have something like t then view bobbing. And how am I going to set this one up? And I'm not even using a lab for this one. So I don't actually know. So I'm just probably just going to leave that for later. Maybe settings like the view bobbing not even need the lerp values, or the lerp method I mean, because they're already pretty smooth, since they work on the lerp velocity. So this is the sway from the previous function, or the previous camera script I mean. I can already feel my brain basically getting fried. So I'm just going to look what you guys are saying. Can I make it so the character turns depending on where I look? Where you look, I mean. What do you mean by that exactly, since the character already rotates on the first person? Do you mean something from like the realism street by Maximum ADHD bad? Since I try to think about a way how I can cover this into a third person view instead of just the first person one. And the best way I found was to just decrease the camera setting values. For example, whenever you zoom out. Since this effect right here is fine in the first person, right? But if you zoom out, it's just a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm also going to change these comments later, since not everything is commented yet. But I'm trying to basically just separate them into these different sections. Like for example, the sway settings, the rotational settings, and the view bowing settings. And if I think I commented everything in the first persons. Yeah, almost everything basically from these settings. So I'm going to do that later too. And this lerp, this is similar to the original lerp, but this one operates on the delta value or the half-life value. And this is the time it takes for the decay. This is basically just a different algorithm, which I think worked better for this effect. Since if I do a playtest, for example, you can see that the character has this like little stomp at the end. And that's because with this algorithm, I'm actually just going to print it out. From, for example, the new velocity, since this is getting lerped, it still has a little bit of value if it comes to decaying. Like it doesn't go to the 16 movement speed immediately. It just takes a little bit of time. And same with it going down. Because the normal lerp would basically just do that instantly. And I just wanted to have this little decay value. Gil, thank you for becoming a member. Hope you enjoyed the Maxwell emote and other benefits on the channel. Oh, it's fine, Biklim. I'm probably still going to do another video on this camera, if not a few of the videos. Or devlogs rather, basically just explaining most of this stuff. And to be honest, it's not really that easy to understand because it's a lot of math basically. And for example, in the utility, I had to use a quadratic function right here in this method on the map pitch, which wasn't really too easy to think about. And you also have to have the knowledge of all of these different math functions, so yeah. It takes basically a lot of experience to understand this. Hi Liam, and hi Abdul. So let's see the different thing that I wanted to do. I had to get the device support and also set the custom mouse icon. And the custom mouse icon was set right here. So I'm going to go to the settings. And for these options, I'm just going to have a custom icon setting. And here I'm just going to copy the settings, and just print it out because, oh, I forgot about this print. Is it going to print out an empty string? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to do a check to basically see, and I'm going to improve that later because first I just want to check if basically the setting is set by checking the length of the, what the hell was the sound? Anyways, by checking the length of this string, but later on I'm going to check if it's going to have the RBX asset ID. So I'm just going to set it to this one. And then basically just get the mouse and set the icon to the custom icon from the settings. So now it's not going to load. And well, this is just Roblox Studio shenanigans, I think. But I think it set the mouse properly. Oh, okay, now it's working. So yeah, it set the mouse, and I know it's a little bit hard to see, but it basically just set the mouse to this cursor in the center. I guess I can look in the sky to basically see it a little bit better. So yeah, that's the setting for having a custom mouse icon. Rara, is it going to be a quick question or something like, hey, fix some bugs for me? Because I don't want this stream to be a little bit too long because, like I said, I'm a bit tired and probably going to get English. I'm probably going to get off soon. But I usually just have the knowledge in my head, and it may sound weird, but I basically just know it from experience, or I search on the internet or use something like ChatGPT. I joined your resource and saw SCP decent. What type of SCP is it, and does it use random map gen? It's a SCP. I forgot what the number was, but it was the Infinite Staircase. I think 087. And it uses a bit of random generation because it had random generated rooms. And I was supposed to make a little bit more of them, but I kind of stopped working on the project because, for one, I didn't have the time, and for two, I had basically a lot of situations going in my life. But I'm probably going to improve it or maybe make another version sometime in the future, and I'm not going to tell you when exactly, since I don't really know. But studios, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that for this script, since it's going to be a system basically that's going to need a lot of different work that's not exactly related to the camera. And I also don't know how to do it. So yeah, that's basically everything I had planned for this trip today except the device support. So maybe I'm going to start working on this. But I'm probably going to need to check how to check the, how do you call it, mobile and the console, the Xbox and PlayStation detection. Because I know that for mobile you just have to get the user interface or the player's GUI and check for the mobile GUI. But I don't remember exactly how it was for Xbox. And I'm going to be right back and grab some water, so a little bit break. And I'm back. I'm making a first-person view dynamic camera-matic. I don't know, Greedy, because whenever I make a video on something and make another follow-up video, let's say, the YouTube's algorithm kind of doesn't really like it and considers it a spam. And also, I don't know, because it might be a little bit too specific. I don't know if a lot of people are basically just going to search for it or watch it. Why do not use assert HDP error here? I don't remember what the assert function does. You should make a video on Profile Store. Is made by the creator of Profile Service and is supported by the successor of it. I will probably just check that out later. Maybe I make a video on it too. Yeah, the water tasted good, Abdul. Thank you. Assert throws an error and stops the code execution. I mean, the error also stops the code's execution, so I don't really see the point of basically just using it because it's going to do the same job as this. Oh, it's similar if not humanoid then. Oh, okay. So it's actually different. Hi, Hoten. That's actually super wide. I can remember the last time YouTube recommended me something that was part X, but yeah. So how was the mobile GUI basically just called? It was the touch GUI. So I have the local player right here. And I can actually just get the player GUI right here. I can never remember if this was capitalized or not, so it was player GUI. So I can do if and just set the device index to be the mobile index. And for the Xbox, I think you had to check the user input service. By doing if, and what was the method called? Do you guys remember what the method was for getting the Xbox input? Was it, oh, gamepad enabled, okay, never mind. The device index is going to be the console index, and I can do this in an else if. And I'm probably going to rewrite this to basically use a ternary operator so the code looks a little bit better. Also, it has a building agreement where it passes value if for some errors, it's basically what you are doing, but in one line. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my first stream button. Cold stream. I don't know what I'm going to supposed to interpret as. Yeah, gamepad enabled. And else if none of this happens, I'm basically just going to have the device index set to be the PC index by default. So now I'm going to get the setup function and basically print out the get device. So 1 is going to be PC, then 2 is going to be mobile, and number 3 is going to be console. So this should be number 2 for mobile. If I turn it off, it should be number 1. And I don't know if it's going to work with the controller emulator, or if I actually need to plug in my pad. Okay, it's actually just going to work with the emulator, so that's going to be great. So we have a basic device detection. So later on, I'm just going to return the device index. And here, depending on the device, Right, it returns the device index right here, but saying that it returns 0 values. Oh, that's because it was supposed to be a number, okay. Hi Emrys and hi Crystal. So later on, depending on the device, I have it structured in a way where I'm going to get the pad delta as well as the mouse delta. And there was also supposed to be a touch delta function. And here I'm just going to convert later the input from the thumbstick on the mobile and the console. But I'm basically just going to have these three functions in a table. And then depending on the index of the function, I'm going to set it corresponding to the index from the getDevice function too. So for example, the table from 1, if I do current device, for example, and I'm just going to comment it. Let's say I had current device from 1, it's basically just going to be equal to the getMouseDelta function. So this is going to be a universal system because I'm later on going to put the, instead of having the current device, I'm going to put it into the variable table from right here by adding a argument, which is going to be called, for example, drift function. And then I remember setting something like, yeah, in the camera run, I get the camera delta basically just from the mouse delta. So here, if I print it out, it's basically just going to print out the magnitude of the mouse delta movement, or not the magnitude, the vector value down in the console. And my throat is starting to die. So I need to do camera delta dot magnitude. So now it's basically going to go from 0 to like really high values. And that's going to be used later in the, where was the fear script? It's going to be used later to calculate the drift, as it basically did in the fear script. Since this one was only getting the mouse drift, but right now I have this one set up to actually get the drift from the thumbstick, the mouse, as well as the touch input. So this time this is going to be the var table. And I didn't actually mean to remove this. Followed by the drift function and then from the index of 1. Or maybe I'm going to do just this. And I do this way because I basically just don't want to have like 20 different if statements. Because sometimes, like the most times Roblox has lagged for me is when I was using the, what the hell is the sound again? Oh, it's my PC screen being basically loose. So I'm going to have to screw it in, but anyways. The most time Roblox was lagging for me was basically while doing too much work in the run service. Basically either binding too many functions or having too many calls run. So that's why I'm trying to make this as optimized as possible. But I don't need to print this anymore. Is the movement like the camera bobbing based on the animation of the player, or is it all custom? It's based on the velocity of the humanoid, or rather of the player, that's gotten from the humanoid root part. So basically meaning how fast you move, the effects are basically just going to be stronger. But now let's see what else I need to also add from this script. And I'm going to have to calculate the sway, which is also converted on the humanoid camera offset, which is set from right here. So I'm going to have to combine the view bobbing values as well as the sway values, with probably just connecting adding these two vectors. But yeah, I think because like I said, my throat is dying and I'm still sick and I need to rest, I'm probably just going to end the stream right now. And I'm also going to stream tomorrow too, probably around the same time. Let me just move this right here. And I'm probably just going to also set the, where was it? The chat to actually be transparent if I well manage to fix it. So you guys are going to be able to see your messages on the screen. But well, thanks everyone for coming. And like I said, I'm going to stream tomorrow again and probably do something different than just the camera script. But that's going to be everything for today. So thank you for watching and see ya guys.